Good evening, Brunswick Acres family. Thank you so much for coming. And I see we've kind of already filled up almost to the brim, which is such a great thing to see. It just warms my heart, and I hope it shows how much we are committed to the music and our kids here at Brunswick Acres. Welcome. First, before we do anything, before we even talk about anything else, please stand up so we can do our Pledge of Allegiance. Our flag is right here, so if you would stand up with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Welcome, my name is Mr. So. I'm the band teacher here at Brunswick Acres. I also teach third grade and chorus, third grade chorus over here. A couple of housekeeping rules that we like to talk about over when we have concerts or performances. We're going to talk about how we should behave in the audience. But I remember last time, you guys blew our socks away because you were so respectful. Like, I could tell where our students got it from because you, when people were playing, you were sitting. If you have small children with you or younger brothers or sisters, you kept them close to you so they weren't running around in the hall or like around. And you kept them really close so that way we could focus on music making. You might notice all the way in that corner, we do have a videographer coming, so thank you so much for videoing for us. But please make sure you clear space from there because we'll only see the back of your head. And although that would be lovely and you could start your model career, we'd like to see our kids play our instruments first. Thank you. So you don't need to worry about having your phone to video the whole program. We have a professional camera right there. Also, please, if you need to take a conversation, if you have a phone call, please just take it outside. And you might notice you should come in when there's some applause happening, so that way we don't interrupt the music. It might be really distracting if we hear the door shut and open every time right before we play. And last but not least, our concert's going to be about an hour long of music making. You're going to hear all our instrumental groups, starting with our beginning band on stage and our concert orchestra over here. So again, first we're going to start out with a piece called Two Bridges March. We're going to just warm up a little bit first, so just give us 1 second. About something breaking right before we thank you. Is London Bridges, which you might recognize, and another song is the Bridge of Avignon, which is a bridge in France, which is about a song about dancing on the bridge. And you'll hear the two melodies being played by different instruments in the groups, between flutes, clarinets, saxophones, trombones, even trumpets and bells, right? So we hope you enjoyed Two Bridges March.
All right, thank you so much. And our last piece is going to be a song called Themes and Variations on Lightly Row. So you'll hear the song, lightly row, over the glossy waves we go, and it'll change throughout the whole song. What's really cool about our concert orchestra and our beginning band is this is their first year playing their instruments, right? They've had less than 12 months on their instruments, and there's so much work that they put in. They give up all their recesses on Wednesdays, and they come and practice with us, and they practice at home, and they do extra work with us. I mean, it's just so special, and they've done such a great job this year practicing, coming in prepared for lessons and rehearsals. So this will be Variations on Lightly Row.
Good evening, Brunswickers. I'm Mrs. Sharp. I'm one of the music teachers here. Mr. So and I share the instrumental music department together, and I teach the string instruments at this building. Very excited to share our concert orchestra. These are our students who started playing this instrument at the beginning of this school year. They've been working super hard, and I have to say, might be one of the biggest group of beginners in orchestra that we've ever had at Brunswick Acres, and it's just been so much fun to play with them. We're going to play some unison music for you, where we all play the same tune at the same time. One of the challenges we have as string players is there's no buttons, no keys, no frets, nothing to show us where to put our fingers. We kind of have to learn. I put a piece of tape on their instrument for it, but we kind of have to learn by listening and developing muscle memory. So we're playing songs where we can all hear the same note, and we're all able to really listen for that note at the same song. And some of them might be familiar to you, might be songs that you've heard before. So we're going to start off with a medley that we call the Hot Merrily Door Medley, which is a bunch of different songs that just have our first few notes, do, re, mi. Thank you. Our next song is called Let Us Chase a Squirrel. It's a game that we learn in 4th and 5th grade music class, where we try to trap. We start out with 2 people being a trap, and we try to trap every other person in the game. I'm sorry, they're squirrels. Every other squirrel in the game we try to turn into a trap, and we keep trapping more and more squirrels. So we've learned this song in music class. It's a fun game for us to play. We're going to showcase every one of our instruments in the orchestra, starting with our highest, which will be the violins. You'll see them playing here on your left. We only have 5 violas today, and that's a very small number of string instruments. I know you guys are going to be super quiet for them. They're going to play as the middle instrument. Second, then we're going to hear our cello section, which is massively enormous, ending with our basses, and then we'll play all together so you can hear what we sound like. So this song's called Let Us Chase the Squirrel. that on and flag your parents, because you're ignoring. Thank you guys. We're gonna start, our last song is also a game that we play in music class called Closet Key, where we hide the key and then we try to figure out where it is. It's like a hot, if you're hot, you sing louder. If you're getting closer, you sing louder. And if you're farther away, you sing softer. We're actually gonna sing the song for you so you can hear what the song sounds like, and then we're gonna go ahead and play. We are all going to exit the stage with our beginners. We're going to have them pack their instrument up so that we don't accidentally break things, because that happens sometimes when we're excited. And then we're going to ask, after this stage area is clear for our advanced students to come up, we're going to multicast. So give us a moment to transition. We're excited to bring our 5th grade groups up for you too. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your patience while we move a lot of students, our biggest concert orchestra. I think there's like 40 students in there, which is amazing. That just shows how much your students love music and love to participate and make music together. You see right now our advanced band on stage. So these guys have 2 years of experience under them. This is their last year at Brunswick Quakers, and they're going to be playing 3 songs for you. One really pretty song and some other fast, like very aggressive pieces, which I think they like more. But I really love how they sound. I see head nods. I really love how they sound when they're playing that first song. It's just beautiful. And so we're working on trying to sound and refine our sound, making sure we hear the different parts, because in our second year band, we have multiple parts going on at once. So it's really important that they practice at home and they know their own part, so when they come to rehearsal and recess on Fridays, they know what they're doing and we can combine it all together and play different things at the same time. So our first song right now is going to be Soundscapes, which is going to be a really pretty song for you. Thank you so much. Something really cool we do at Brunswick Quakers is we help each other out. So you see Mrs. Sharp actually is coming in. We have 2 percussionists, 2 wonderful percussionists in the back, but in some of our songs we actually need around 3 to 5. So Mrs. Sharp is going to brush off her band skills. She actually started with band at Brunswick Quakers, so she's super talented, and she's going to play some percussion with us. And you'll see me play percussion with our orchestra. All right. All right, our next song is called Valley of the Moon, and it is based off of actually a real desert. I believe it's in the Latin America. It's either in in Argentina or in Chile. And it's a desert, there's a valley with a lot of sand, and our students have been learning in science that erosion happens when there's a lot of wind and sand and rain. So this valley was formed, and there's a lot of wind sounds, so that's what this song was based upon. And you'll hear at the beginning our students performing live wind sounds. So if you're really quiet, you'll really hear them. All right, this is Valley of the Moon. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, oh my goodness. It is so amazing. We worked on those rests for so long, but they all did it at the same time. Imagine trying to get 25 kids, 25 of our students to be silent at the same time. And that's totally normal, right? And they did such a great job. I'm just so proud of this group, of all the work they've done over the past 2 years with me. And I know they're gonna do great things in middle school with our other band teachers and music teachers over there. Our last song is something you're gonna know, is a song called High Hopes, and it was by a group called Panic at the Disco. And I think you already know the melody, so if you wanna hum the melody along, just make sure you listen to our friends because they play it so well. Right, so here's High Hopes, our last piece for this concert. Great, thank you so much. We're going to do a quick change and we're going to go over to our symphonic orchestra down on stage, and I'm going to come join them for some fun.
Hi again. This is our symphonic orchestra. These are our fifth graders who have been playing the same string instrument for 2 years. There are 14 of us when we're all present, and there are 12 of us right now, and they're very quiet instruments. So we are going to move our bows like it's lightning, like there's no tomorrow, and play as loud as we can. But we really appreciate you being completely silent so we can hear each other and share the hard work that this group of people has done. We're going to start with a song called Spring Fever. It has a little bit of a rock jam to it, but before we do, we just want to check. It's been a while since we tuned, and it's kind of gross in here. And our instruments don't like this kind of humidity, so we're just going to make sure we're in tune, and then we're going to play some beautiful music for you. Can you guys play Open A, please? As soon as you guys are finished talking, we're ready to play. So we'll know that you're ready to listen when you are silent. Thank you. Hello. We are going to play an American-style piece of music. It's called Wild Western Frontier, and it emulates or tries to make this music sound like cowboy, cowgirl music that you might have heard. So imagine that we're all riding on horseback and say, "Yeehaw!" Yeehaw! All right, thank you guys for being an amazing audience. If you can't see the smiles on their faces when they were done, it's so hard for us to hear ourselves in this space when we're so small and have so few people, and they're super excited. Thank you for that respect. And keep it going for our Wild Western Frontier. We have a very short transition into our next group where we're going to feature our gifted and talented orchestra and band students. Our jazz band's going to be up first. We're going to just real quick transition. Thank you so much for your quiet, respectful audience. It's hard to sit here with your besties and not talk to them all the time. And we really appreciate it. Thank you. More transition because he's going to bring out a couple different instruments we haven't seen tonight for the jazz band. While I have you as a captive audience, you might be renting or leasing an instrument from a company like NEMC, Music and Arts, Violin Doctor, a lot of my students rent from, or the Music Shop, and they might have sent you some information about your contract being over soon. So initial leasing to own programs, we kind of start with a 10-month rental, and that's because there's 10 months in the school year, and that gives your child a chance to check out their instrument and decide, is this something that they might want to continue doing? most of my parents continue leasing their instrument on a monthly basis at the end of that initial contract. And the reason for that is because all of those companies are lease to own programs. So as you spend whatever it was for your initial, because every instrument's a little bit different and cost, our bigger instruments cost more. As you spent that initial 10-month rental, and then you continue to pay every month, that money goes toward a kind of savings account, or a store credit might be a better way to think of it, for that company. Every company puts a little bit different amount in, but you're saving money toward the purchase of a brand new instrument. And for my string people, a brand new full-size instrument, because we've got kids that are playing on a quarter-size instrument right now, half-size, three-quarter size, and if your kid plays the bass, there's also a 7/8 size before they get to a full size. Not to mention our violas have like 4 or 5 more sizes to go before they're full-grown tip. And the companies work in that way that you can just pay a little bit every month, and then eventually you would have paid off a full-size instrument. And this is the way that we think is best to get good quality instruments in their hands. I'll give you an example. This is my daughter Ella here on the end. Ella, can you wave to them? She plays cello. We've been renting that cello for 3 years now. We've accrued a good amount of money that we're getting ready as soon as she moves to a full-size cello to purchase that cello. We have a store credit to do, which is wonderful. So if you have any questions about that, first call your company because they're all different. But I do recommend, even if your child's not going to play over the summer because you might be on vacation a lot, it's really a good investment to just continue leasing that instrument. The moment you return it, your contract is over and you start again at $0 in your store credit the next year. So just something to think about. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Mr. So or I, but contact your company first. How you doing, Mr. So?
We're all good.
Woo! Let's keep going with the jazz band.
All right, thank you so much for your patience. We have some different instruments here, like we might have a keyboard, a piano right over here. We also have a guitarist, Trey's playing our guitar, and we have a drum set and percussionist in the back. So this is our jazz band, our G&T, our gifted and talented group. So these guys come in once a week on Wednesday mornings, early at 8:15, and we rehearse before the day starts. And you might have seen a lot of emails from me about changing our schedule, changing our day, so thank you for that. You guys are awesome parents because I can see that you are very invested in your children. Our first couple of songs, or 2 songs for tonight, one is called Basically the Blues, which is a pun or a joke on a famous band leader and bassist who had an orchestra, and his name was Count Basie. And it's in a style called swing and jazz. So that's a really different language and different style than we were used to in advanced band and beginning band. So it took a long time for us to learn that language, just like Spanish, French, or any other language. And we really got into the swing of things, if I have to say so myself. And they did a really great job. So our first song is called Basically the Blues, and you'll hear a lot from all of the different instruments we have on stage. Thank you. that is such a hard song. I don't know if you heard, but there's just a lot of calm response. It's like they're having a conversation between each other, and they have totally different parts. In this song, they're learning a different rhythm, they're learning new notes, and I tell them once, and they have to do it by themselves. After that, I tell them, look in the back of your book, you got it. Right, so these ensembles require a lot of independence from our students, which they're learning, and the responsibility of practicing, which these guys are great at. Our last song is going to be a rock song. It's going to be, I think it's our fan favorite for us, right? Yeah, it's our favorite too. It's going to be just really energetic. It's called BB's Power Rock, and it's just going to be really fun. I could literally start this and walk away. In fact, I might do that at the beginning. All right, ready? BB's Power Rock. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we get another round of applause for our guys? Oh my goodness. They're on fire. That was good. So good. We're just going to switch over to our chamber strings. I'm going to pass the microphone and join with a dry run.
All right, put the hats back on. Oh, all right, rather than that up. Because our next piece, Haymaker Hoedown, also is American fiddling style piece, and a hoedown is a country style dance where you would go and dance with lots of different partners. We do a kind of folk dance style here. I don't know if your kids have come home and talked about it at all, but in Music Plus we do a lot of community dancing together, moving our bodies with the same movements to a steady beat, and we have a blast doing it. We laugh all the time. So we're very excited to share with you Haymaker Hoedown. You might have noticed we have two guests. I pointed out my daughter Ella's helping us out on cello. When we're a small group like this, it's really helpful to have low sounding instruments. Mrs. Static was supposed to play bass for us, and then she found out at the last minute her son's having a concert right now. So we're very excited to have an unusual bass ukulele player in this song and our other orchestra songs, and that low sound really helps us stay together. So thank you, Mrs. Top, for playing the ukulele. And who even knows there was such a thing? I don't know, that wasn't really on my radar. And Mr. Vito is playing the tambourine, and Mr. Stone will be helping us out on the triangle. And I will be conducting and playing violin at the same time. And don't get excited, I'm not really that good. So I probably should apologize now. feature two songs that you've heard written by these incredible artists in Queen. And we're gonna rock your rest of the night as soon as we get these guys down here. before I do our last song at the end of the night, every performer here will perform tomorrow morning for the whole school at 9:30. So we're encouraging our students to leave their instruments here tonight. There's a lot of string instruments here, so because before school is going to be in the cafeteria tomorrow morning, beginning orchestra friends, why don't we leave after this song, after we say, yay, we're awesome and wonderful, it's over, you're gonna get your instrument and just put it underneath your chair like we did yesterday for rehearsal. So you're gonna take it from the tables in the cafeteria, walk in here, leave it under your chair, and then that'll be a safe place for you to come in tomorrow morning and grab that. And then symphonic orchestra, we'll just leave our instruments, see that? I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Music room? You want to just leave them? No, all the band guys are in there. We'll just leave our instruments maybe on the edge of the stage. Okay? All right. And then cellos on the rack. We're going to leave the racks there for tonight. And band people, your cases are in the music room. You can leave them in the music room, and then you'll be ready for tomorrow morning's assembly. Our final piece for tonight is called Power Rock, and it'll feature our two Queen songs. One of them will rock you. It's because some of you guys are talking and we're waiting for that to stop, especially if you're really close to me. We can hear you a lot. Ready? Thank you. A little bit better for our amazing musicians. Let's have one more big round of applause for our students. They're also very proud of themselves, which I love. This wouldn't happen, they wouldn't sound as good as they sound tonight if it wasn't for our amazing music teachers, Mrs. Sharp and Mr. So. Enthusiastic musicians. It is amazing to me to hear the difference from January until June. It's so hard to believe that these are first and second year musicians. They're just so impressive. So boys and girls, thank you for your dedication. all of your time spent practicing, recess is given up. I hope that you all continue with your instruments next year, either as 5th graders here or as 6th graders at Crossroads. And I have to say thank you to the parents. I myself have a first-year saxophone player at home, so I understand the gentle nudging or not so gentle nudging to practice. So we really appreciate all that you do to support our musicians, getting them here for those early rehearsals if that's what they do. So thank you to the parents. It really takes a community effort to make such a lovely evening of music. Round of applause for everybody again. All right, it has been a long one. So, boys and girls, I need you to have eyes on me for a second to listen for directions. Mrs. Sharp was very clear on where your instruments are going once they are safely packed up. Thumbs up if you remember where your instrument is going. Fantastic. Parents, we're going to ask that you stay here and let your kids do that safe packing up of instruments so that they're all good for tomorrow morning. They will come out to you when their instruments are where they need to be. Our Brunswick Acres parents have also been hold on. Wait. Our Brunswick Acres parents have also been fantastic at helping us fold up the chairs and just push them against the wall. So if you could help out with that tonight, it makes our custodians' lives a lot easier. Oh, and make sure you get your kids ice cream. All right. Thank you again. Have a wonderful night. Now you can go.